Hello, ho, ho. Welcome to Two Queens and Crystal Things, the podcast where we are on some manifest your life.
Man, manifest!
Because I can.
Yes.
Shift your mind.
We're going to shift it because we know you guys are trying to hide.
And at the end of the day, we're trying to raise the consciousness type of shit.
Yes, we are.
How you doing? I'm Mia.
And I'm Christie. And you can consider us your spiritual girlfriends for the next hour.
Ish.
Possibly. Or more. Okay, so last week we talked about suffering. Why do we suffer as humans? And I hope you all enjoyed the conversation as we navigated around why we endure the things we do in our lives. I'm still learning. I'm still understanding. And this has just been something that's been on my mind. And to be honest, I don't know about you, but after last week's episode, just, from recording it, I was able to walk away with a different perspective, which I think is actually good. Mm-hmm. And initially, I believed that suffering isn't necessary, but my thoughts have now changed around that idea. And, think about when a fire refines something, challenges and the sufferings that we endure, they do the exact same thing for us. They refine us. That's if you let it. So again, I definitely believe that the way that we approach our problems also speaks to the way that we will move through them. That's just my thoughts. So Mia, what do
Check
you
it
have?
out if you haven't.
Yes,
So
listen.
today, you guys, I really enjoyed recording that episode. I think that when we change our perspective on what challenges really mean for us, it's just a beautiful way to walk through life. So today's topic, you guys, is somewhat connected, maybe just a little bit, but I love this. Krista came up with this title, and it's so cute to me. Finding your happy when your life feels crappy.
Damn!
I mean, y'all. For real.
Can we talk
I know
about
it
this?
sounds a little cheesy, but y'all, this is real truth. So we created this podcast so that we can share our personal experiences, help those going through their journey by, just by sharing and being honest. And it honestly, it's helped us in our journey. And yet it still remains that we are in a journey, guys. The journey never stops. Never. So the last week or two, both Christy and I have both just felt like, what the hot? We just felt off.
Oh my goodness.
Like,
Yes.
No.
Whoops.
Okay. Christy dropped her microphone.
Whoops.
Wait, this because we got wine and sushi.
Yeah, we have a lot of
Stuff all on the table.
Little,
So we over here
My
having
bad.
this nice little picnic. Okay. So we're still going through it, and when you feel just and
It's
there
hard,
there
yeah.
is and we're really going to get into this because I think that it's so important to remember that the journey is moment to moment and day to day.
Yes.
Sometimes we try to set these expectations like, in 3 months I'm going to be this, but in the meantime you're living moment to moment and day to day.
Yep.
And sometimes it's not all good and happy, but remember you have control over this.
Yep.
So what you think, Christy?
Yeah, so I can definitely attest because the last I have been off, and I feel like everything kind of came to a head this weekend. But I also think that there was more clarity before we started to record.
Right. We
but
really
I
need
was
to record the pre-records.
Right. But I will say that I had been sad and just heavy, and I had been sitting with this energy, and I really didn't know why, because we did this spiritual
journey.
Yes.
Yeah,
We journeyed, and I thought maybe it's because I was like too up there, and so I started meditating with a focused crystals, and I thought maybe I spent too much time being rooted, that I was like too rooted, and I was just trying to figure out like what's wrong with me. And then I thought it was because of my cycle, and I was very emotional, and I'm not really an emotional person. Today I am feeling a little bit more like myself, but meh. with little sprinkles of sadness. And it's funny because before we started recording, Mia and I had a conversation, which now, how do you feel now?
Right.
How you feel?
Which is one of the points we bring up on how to move forward in this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so, so a topic that we're going to discuss this evening is to do not let one mishap define your whole day.
Come on. Now, y'all know how this is. Actually, I got a perfect example.
Like one
today.
Thing. Yeah. Oh.
Today, I left the gym. I didn't go. Christy didn't go. That's okay. I missed a couple. I skipped me a few several days. Anyway, so I went after I left the gym. I went to the grocery store because it opens at 6 a.m. Grabbed a couple of things. Jay needed some stuff for lunch. I'm walking out to the car. It's still early in the morning. My body still hurts. I had 2 things of water, and I dropped one of them, and the plastic that holds the water bottles, it broke. Water bottles just rolling all down the motherfucking parking lot. It's early in the morning. It's rolling in the cars. I was like, oh, this. And so at that moment,
annoyed.
You like, oh, this what we doing? This is the type of day we about to have. Like, that's and I had to stop myself because I'm like, no, this is what just happened right now.
Right.
This is not my day. And so, and it's something that simple
You're right.
That's you just taking control. Like, wait, hold on, nope. This is irritating as shit. But I'm trying to tell y'all, it was 6:30 and I was like done for the day. It was 6:30 a.m. and I had a good
do over.
I'm done. It didn't do what you said it was supposed to did. I'm over it.
I've had those too.
You like, we can't, you stub your toe. It will fuck up your whole day.
And there are people that actually say, it's like, oh my gosh, this ruined my entire day.
Yeah,
but it doesn't have to.
No, it does not. Come on now.
This is one isolated situation. But then here's the thing. This is where we have to shift our energy. So if you're shifting your energy towards that toe, and then the rest of your day being fucked up.
About this dang on toe, it don't even hurt anymore.
Right. So then your day is going to be fucked up. But if you switch it and you start telling yourself, okay, this is one incident. All right. It hurts. Shit. It was fucked up. Let me move forward. The rest of my day is not crap.
Yes.
It changes things.
Or, so what I did this morning is when I could feel myself. I'm serious. I had a good 15 seconds of, oh, all right. I'm out. I'm done. I like, this is how we're going to do this morning. But I changed my perspective. I thought, well, I got that out the way.
See?
It's almost, it's just like, I'm all the way up from here because
right.
I'm literally on my hands and knees in the fucking parking lot underneath cars getting water bottles.
I'm telling, and this was
like,
right.
For real.
But
like,
this
I had to start
stop.
laughing at myself, but I was like, all right, well, shit. They can only get better from here because, God damn, at least I got it out the way, and it just changes your perspective.
It does. And this goes back to what I said earlier. The way that we approach our problems speaks to the way that we move through them.
Mm-hmm,
so if you don't want to be in a crappy situation, and again, we're talking about this because we've been in this situation these last couple of days.
Like, no, this just happened this morning, y'all. I'm not playing with y'all.
Like, feeling just like off. We're not happy-go-lucky rainbows and unicorns and fairies all the time. Like,
90% of the time.
Especially you.
It's like unicorn sneezed over my life. No.
With sprinkles.
With sprinkles. No, but seriously, though, it's life.
There are times where you are just in a fucked up mood and
done.
nothing happened.
Like, it's just... And then so... And this is... So I want to talk about this, too, because this is... Oftentimes when we're feeling crappy, there's a thing that comes sometimes in your journey. There's this loneliness, y'all.
Ooh, let's talk about that.
Now this is like, no, for real, let's talk about it. Because remember, elevation often requires isolation.
Yep.
Now here's the thing. On the outside looking in, when you are not in that moment of isolation and you are not feeling lonely, all of that makes perfect sense. You're like, oh, don't worry, it's just your time of growth. It's going to be okay. But what you're in the middle of feeling lonely, feeling like you don't have the connections that you're used to having, you're cutting yourself off from people because you're not on the same page. That gets
and no one's checking in on you to see if you're
lonely.
Good. Especially if you're the strong friend. It's like, no one checks on you.
Nobody. You know what?
Sis, you good?
It's so funny. I had this thought, and I don't know how great this is, but I really did have this thought that if the gift and the curse of being a strong one. I was thinking like, okay, so if the girls, my mom's, all the kids were, the girls, this were drowning, I would not be the one that my mama saved, because she would think Mia can get over there.
Mia's good.
She gonna figure it out. And then so sometimes that's true, because I honestly think part of me would be mad if she saved me, because I would be like, but I can make it. You better go get them.
Right.
But sometimes,
there are moments where you need someone.
Like, somebody needs to check on me, y'all. It ain't always, you know what I mean? Like,
Gosh.
you know what I mean? Like, it's, yeah, I can, but god damn, like, a bitch need a hug every once in a while. Like, you feel like,
you okay?
Woo! Just let me. I know you got it. I know that you are going to figure it out, and I have faith. But check on those friends that you think like they. Sometimes it's so difficult for the stronger people to ask for help, because especially when you're used to being a protector. It's so funny. One of my best friends' husband texted to me like randomly, and he said, "Mia, I totally get you." He said, you're the protector. You don't ask for help, because what are you going to do if someone says no? I literally, you know what I mean? So that loneliness, that fear that I don't have the support, or that when I reach out, someone's not going to be there, will have you locked and stagnant. Then you feel even lonely. It's like, I have nobody. But I would say this. Sometimes the loneliness needs to happen.
Yeah.
The isolation needs to happen, because you need to listen to yourself and listen to spirit, listen to the divinity within you.
Yeah.
So it happens for a reason. But the other lesson of that is sometimes spirit will clear the space so you'll come talk to them. So, because it's sometimes you have to be alone. And I said this before, in order to know that you're never alone.
Yep. And that's what happened to me.
And but boy, when you in the thick of it, you like, hey, I'm gonna need y'all to send a pigeon, a smoke signal, something, because I'm feeling very out here by myself.
That's what happened to me. Like and I don't think I've like shared my story, but there was a time when I was in the hospital when I was dealing with my eating disorder. I was in the hospital, and I was young, so I didn't know that I can get a TV and have a phone. So I didn't order any of that stuff. So I had nothing. I had nothing but the Bible that my roommate had been trying to give me all along, and I kept like throwing in the corner, and, like throwing my dirty underwear on it, like being very disrespectful. And then when I ended up getting hospitalized, I couldn't walk, I couldn't move, but I crawled back to the room and I grabbed the Bible. And so I was like isolated in this room by myself, and I just started reading the book of Job.
Ooh.
And that was the first time that the Bible was ever so clear to me. And that when we endure situations, it's not always because, God, Spirit, the universe hates you. Sometimes there are some things that need to come out of you.
And sometimes, I mean, and I'm going to be honest, I honestly don't know a healer.
Yeah.
I do not know a healer where I've had a conversation with them, where I've been able to hear their story. I do not know not one healer or a reader or energy worker or light worker who has not, like real talk, who has not been through some shit. Because sometimes to know the power that is within you, if everything is good, like I said this the other day, if you are in a room full of light, this is beautiful, and then the divine light comes in, your eyes aren't even trained to see, because you think everything is so good, it's perfect. That's so interesting that you said Job too. Interesting. But because like it's all about being tried, and then, but he had faith, and so we're saying have faith in you. But then if you are in the darkness and you see just a sprinkle of light in the corner, you're going to automatically go to that light. But it's through you walking through that darkness to get to that. And sometimes you can't see it.
And when you appreciate the light, because sometimes you're in the light and you don't appreciate it until it's gone.
Come on.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. Elevation often requires isolation,
but we're never truly alone. But I'm telling you, there are definitely times where I feel like I'm alone in this process. And sometimes, you just, and again, that's one of the reasons we create this space. Sometimes you really need somebody to talk to, somebody,
you need to have
like, oh my good, like the messages that we get from our listeners, like, I'm so happy to have found
you
this.
all don't know,
man,
what that does.
Y'all
for
been
us.
saving us. Hey, this is
You
an
all
energy
don't know.
exchange.
Yeah, you all
you
just
guys,
don't know.
For real, please continue to do so. Just because right at the right moment in the right time, we just like, what? Okay,
It's just like you all question yourself, we question ourselves.
Absolutely. So we appreciate that. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times what we hear that helps to keep us going is, I've been feeling so alone, and I just don't know how to. I didn't have anybody to talk to because I come from this type of family, or blah 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 blah. So finding this space to be able to, oh my goodness, this is what I'm going through, is helping people, and that helps us to keep going. But I would tell you, the loneliness that you feel it's okay. Feel that, but understand sometimes you cannot heal yourself when you entertaining and making other people feel better, and just trying to fit into a box. Sometimes the loneliness is what kicks that box to the side. You're like, first of all, this box is not my size. I don't look cute in this.
Right.
Fuck this box.
Not a box.
I'm a whole motherfucking goddess. Oh, I get it now. Okay, ready.
The box is too small.
The box is too small
for me.
But that loneliness does. Woo, child.
It's hard, and I think, and I mentioned this to me before we started recording, and I mentioned this to my boyfriend too, because I was like, I just feel like I'm alone with everything I'm dealing with, even though he's there, but even the spiritual piece, really being guided, because I said that this year I really wanted to be guided, and you can't talk to everybody about it.
No.
But yeah,
no,
just
you can't.
Realize that sometimes to be isolated is okay.
Now, and here's the other thing. Sometimes that isolation or those questions that you start having leads to you feeling like, you don't have a purpose. Mm-hmm. And what am I here for?
Yeah.
And honestly, girl, when I say started the question, what am I here for, you will understand why I am where I am right now. It's literally started at that damn, wait, hold on. I know I didn't come here just for this. Like, this isn't it. Like, for real, this just isn't it. So when you start to doubt yourself, or you're going down the right path, or if you're going down the right path, or did I make a wrong turn, then we start going, this is where we really start messing our own self up. When we start going back in the past and judging ourselves or decisions that we made when knowing that we're no longer that person anymore. We have to allow ourselves some type of grace. So, like, it's not, I'm not saying don't hold yourself accountable, because you guys know how much I really believe in holding we need to hold ourselves accountable for our own stuff. But understand, when you're having those crappy moments, you're like, what the hell am I doing? Like, in real life. Somebody, like, you just like, I just need somebody to tell me.
in my real life, the last 2 weeks, right? I'm like, what the hell?
I just need somebody, like, can you just something?
Can
like,
someone give me some
arrows? Something. Give me something. Am I okay over here? But when you start to ask those questions, that's sometimes when you will feel the loneliness, the loneliest, because Spirit is saying, come talk to me. You over here asking, everybody, Tom, Dick, and Harry, and the pets. You talking to the mailman, trying to get, and it's like, but it's right with you, and so you will get isolated purposefully.
Yep.
They say if you want the answer to your question, connect to the divinity in you.
Sometimes it's just a matter of slowing down and being quiet. So when I know when things have canceled or I have nothing planned, I'm like, okay, so this is a weekend, or this is a day for me to connect, because there's a reason why everything is kind of happening the way that it is. So let's talk about resetting your day.
Oof.
Okay, so after the water bottles fell.
Girl. I mean, no. I need to give you the visual, because this is a real thing. I have my car sits low to the ground. So it's all up under my car.
Fancy
and
car.
Then the damn truck next to me is all up under there. Again, it's 6:30 in the morning. I'm irritated as shit now.
Thank goodness it wasn't Lakes Day.
True. One of them is rolling. You know how that parking lot is. So they're like rolling. So I'm running around trying to catch them. And eventually I just had to start laughing like, what the fuck? But how I reset my day though. After I got all the water bottles individually wrapped in my fucking pissed off, I go home. Those water bottles are still in my car. The ones that didn't break, those are upstairs. But the other ones, they're still sitting in my car. I'm like, I'm not about to do this right now. But in order to reset, I literally was just like, well, I got that over with. And I had to go upstairs, wash my hands. I started to wake up Jade because that's a 2-hour process. Anyway. But I had to breathe in and breathe out. I had to be like, this. I'm not about to let this stick. Like, that was...
Yeah. There are times where I have to laugh at myself.
Yeah, like,
I'm like, okay, you know what? This is whatever.
I mean, it's comical.
It's like, I see what you're trying to do.
Imagine somebody looking at me, like, I would have had my phone out, like, this crawling out.
Right. It's like, look at this woman I saw at the store early this morning.
Yes. Comical.
But there are times where I'm like, okay, I see that you are really trying... You're trying to see it where my patience level is. I'm actually okay.
See, and that's the thing. Sometimes...
Whew.
We don't know how far we've grown until we're tested a little bit. So I think that before I would have definitely, a few years ago, my day would have been shot to hell, and I would have been okay with it. And I would have accepted. I would have spoke that into my existence and lived that, and been like, oh my God, my day was so fucked up. I came out and this happened, and then I would have been calling more shit to go ahead and. Because the universe gives me what I want. Exactly. Because I'm a manifester. So if I say my day is about to be fucking crappy, guess what you're going to get? A crappy ass day. I would have busted another time. I'm sick of these fucking potholes. It would have been just a whole, I'm like, oh, so this is what we doing today. This, but, and I would, that would have been a quote. And I would have accepted that as a part of what I'm doing today. Yeah. But when I got home, I was like, that's not what we're doing today.
Yeah, whenever stuff like that
already,
happens, and I come home and I will sage myself or like clean myself.
I sage this shit out of myself.
Like, let me get this energy off of me.
Like, fire this morning.
I need a reset. I need a reset.
That's exactly what I did, Christy. I saged myself, and I turned on some good little meditation sounds. I made myself a grid set in the middle of it. Like I had to, because I could feel myself, like I knew that if I allowed myself, I was going to go there with it. Like instead of just letting it go.
Oh, you want to fight today?
Yeah, I mean, like
I got time.
Yes. Yes, and I just
nothing
finished.
But it.
I mean,
nothing
it was
time.
just, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that. And so I'm glad. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And that's growth. That's mature.
But yeah, that's maturity.
That's maturity.
But the fact that and so that's my point. Resetting and letting that moment be that moment and not allowing it is a big thing.
It's an isolated incident.
The thing that makes me chuckle sometimes, and we've said this before, is when you see stuff that you know that you would have drove you crazy before, that you just like,
okay.
Mm-hmm. And so me recognizing my own growth helped me. I was like, bitch, that's...
Did she just
level up? Girl, I felt like I was playing Mario Brothers. Baby, I leveled up. I was like,
oh, next level.
I'm okay. All right. And I'm done with it. But recognizing that in yourself, it makes you feel good because then you're like, oh my God.
But see, you also didn't put a lot of energy into it. Like, stupid water bottles, you fucking
girl, I was salty.
Shitty things.
I didn't even have time to cuss them out because you know I like to cuss things out because I was on the ground. But
the fact you're like, okay,
part of me was like,
right.
fuck it, I'm just gonna leave them there. And I'm like, oh my God, this is plastic water bottles. It's in the driveway. They're gonna run over it. And I'm like, okay, this is terrible. So I have to go find every last one of them. My irritation level. It's just like, but no. So resetting your day and not allowing a moment. I don't care what time of day it is. Mine just happened to be at the ass crack of dawn. I don't care what time. If it's lunchtime. If it's 2:30, if it's 5 o'clock, and you're just like, here, this is how my evening is about to be. Nope, no, it's not. Only if you want it to be.
That's the moment.
That's a moment.
Has passed.
And we gonna keep it passing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say something that's helped me the last couple of weeks is to talk it out. So I will kind of preface this with the idea that the person I'm talking to, I mean, I talk to you and I think you understand, but the person that I'm talking to may not necessarily fully understand. But I think the action of just getting it out vocally has been helpful for me.
Because you know why? Because it's like conversation with yourself.
Right.
Sometimes we need to hear ourselves say stuff.
We do.
And you're like, wait a minute. And, you know, you could be talking to a friend and just kind of voicing what's going on, but really sometimes that's really just for you.
Yeah, and there are times when
like,
I
I
talk
don't even
things
need you
out
to
and
say
I'm like,
nothing.
oh wait, it's
You're
like, no,
wait.
I think
I
answered
this.
my own question.
Thank you.
Oh, never mind.
Never mind.
Never mind. So that's been helpful for me.
But I think that I would say this. Me not being able to talk it out with like a partner, like me not being single and not feeling like I have that person to like, it contributes to my loneliness.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
So sometimes when those moments come in and I'm just like, I don't even have any. So it's already the moment that has me in the moment. And then I have the moment, I'm like, I don't even have anybody to thank you about this. And then now I've compounded the moment now. And then I start
know she can talk to me, but it's okay.
But you know, sometimes
I'm
you want
liver.
to boo. No, not you, crazy. She gonna listen to me and laugh at me. No, but in a good way. But you know how but you have your partner to talk to.
That's not me.
Wait, y'all.
I'm not moving like that. Who is that?
Yo, we went. Chrissy has this wonderful little bodega at the bottom of her building. Went down there to get some wine. They have great wine, and they have these cameras, you know, by the.
This
and
was
you
so
can
funny.
see the TVs.
I feel like I'm gonna pee myself.
So we're standing there at the register. And so we're talking, and I'm looking at the camera, and Chrissy's just still talking to me. She's saying something really important. I swear she was, but I'm looking, I'm like, that's not me. And we're the only two people in the store. I'm like, I see the cashier, I see Christy, but that ain't me. And then so I'm like, yo, Christy, who is that? I'm pointing to
Who are you talking to?
in the camera, because I know I'm here. I'm standing right here. But that's not me. I'm looking around the store like, no, this is real serious. And I'm like, Christy looks up like, that's you. I'm like, no, it's not. And I start doing this robot dance.
She was like, see?
I'm moving like this.
I'm like, Mia, it's you. It's just delayed.
I was like, oh, it's a delay. Okay. See? Another opportunity for me to reset my day. Because I was like...
She was like, I thought I was really tweaking.
I mean, like, I was having a moment. So I'm like, that is not
was like,
me.
who is that? I'm like, Mia, it's you.
It did not look like
look at me. No. She's like doing a robot with her arm. See? Mia. It's delayed.
Wait, and she said it like, it's delayed. Your dumb ass. And I was like, oh shit. Because then as soon as she said that, a couple seconds later, do you see me doing
she
the robot?
She sees the arm. See?
And the poor cashier, he wanted to laugh so damn hard.
Oh my gosh.
He just wanted to cry.
And this is before the wine. This is before the wine.
Thank you. We were going to get the wine.
Oh
my god. I mean,
I think I got some abs.
Another moment. But I can laugh at myself. I'm like, it's
you can't
just
take
a
yourself
moment.
so seriously.
We can't.
But look, for these past couple of weeks, we have been,
just out of it.
But I think I know why, though. No.
See, but to Chrissy's point, talking it out, right before we started recording, we were talking, okay, so what's going on with you? We like, oh, wait, okay, we talking it out. We've been able to help it. Like,
it all makes sense
It
now.
all makes sense now. So we're, so that's helpful. But I think that, I will say this. Some people aren't fortunate yet where they don't know who they feel safe with in this type of space.
I feel that.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
okay,
sometimes you got to talk it out with
Right.
yourself and with your spiritual team. Because again, you guys, you're never alone.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's just a conversation for you and you.
And sometimes talking it out is not something that you want to look at. So go back to your happy. So I have to say this. So I'm telling you, these last couple weeks I have just been off, and I told this to my boyfriend. I've just felt off. And then
she
the
keeps
song,
saying boyfriend. Do y'all feel the shade? How she just trying to remind me over and over?
Whatever. She ready. Whatever. You've already already acknowledged that she's ready. She just wasn't
ready?
She was saying she was ready, but she wasn't fully ready.
How ready?
But now she's ready.
Sure.
But this song, and I'm not a Beyonce fan, but this song, Find My Way Back, it had been playing in my head because it's like, I need to find my way back to myself. And so it's like, get back to your happy. Like, what makes you feel at your best? What makes you feel beautiful? What makes you feel sexy? What makes you feel confident? What makes you feel happy?
Oh, come
on. Go back to those things. Because sometimes when we're angry or we're sad or we're in this, this space where we just feel off, we isolate ourselves and we just sit on the couch. No, don't. Take that
just
time.
I will say that it is a great time to act for yourself. Even sometimes, and y'all, hear me when I say this, even sometimes if that act is anger, you want to put that on the fridge so you don't.
Yeah.
Right. Even if that action is sometimes out of frustration or anger, but when it's something that you are doing for yourself, we're not saying go, cut people's tires or do something like that because somebody made you upset. But
no, go back
sometimes
to
you guys got to remember, emotions are emotions, but sometimes anger is a helpful thing, because when I think about the civil rights movement, that's something that was created out of the emotion of anger and frustration. So just because something is not necessarily good doesn't mean it's bad. Okay, right. the way we label it, it just is. Yeah. But there's always opportunities there. So getting back to what makes you feel joy. And I mean, yesterday, like I said, I've been in this funk for a little while. So yesterday, I took Jade to school. She forgot her lunch. So I went back to the school, and I was walking to the front door.
Kids, don't take your parents for granted.
Man, come on. Went back to the door, and as I got outside, I was like, I need to go for a walk today. Like, I'm like, I needed to feel the sun on my skin. I needed to hear a bird sing. I needed to get lost in a moment with just myself. So I drove over to Medici, got my little coffee, and I walked around the campus. I love University of Chicago's campus. It's beautiful. It's right down the street from my house. Walked around, and I just got me back to like, okay.
Yeah, being outside does that for
something,
me.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, whatever that is, it could be. Look, watching the Golden Girls, I'm telling all my business because...
And music for me, moving, like dancing
yes!
For me.
Come
like
on.
Physical.
Yes.
Physicality.
Dancing. Working out. Going to go play something. But moving your body's a real thing.
I think that's important.
And then plus, I can only speak for my ladies on this because I don't know if men do this. I legit don't know. So... dancing in front of the mirror.
Ooh, yes.
There are certain songs. I don't care. Everybody has a...
Don't you want to come with me? Come on, nasty girl. This is my song. That's my alter ego song.
Oh.
I wear my little lace.
A couple of them. Look,
Cammy.
It depends on my mood and if I'm high. But I will say, everybody has at least a few songs that when you hear it, I don't care what's going on in your life. Yeah, it's just like, and I say, I don't know if guys have this. That's actually a good question. I'm very curious about this. But women, we can tap into something. It's something about certain songs because, and I'm going to tell you why. There's a reason for this. Every soul has its own song, right? And sometimes we don't know what our soul song is, but there are certain sounds and music that automatically will make our body move, make our body feel something different. If you don't know what those songs are, or I haven't really thought about it, and as I'm saying this, you're thinking like, oh shit, I do it. Keep you a playlist.
Nasty Girls is mine.
Hold on. Let me see. What did I call my playlist?
That's my one song. But there are other songs where I'm like, yes, it brings about my...
yes.
Like my sexy...
Come on.
Goddess... I'm about to work you out.
So the name of my playlist that I made, like I'm dead serious. It's called Vibing and Feeling Myself.
Feeling myself.
Yep, I have that as one, and then I have another playlist called Goddess Mode. So with those certain songs that when I feel like it comes on, I'm like, oh shit, a whole video. Like I'm a whole artist. I'm up on stage. I'm shooting a video. I got a director. All in my head. I'm like, let me add that to the playlist. And sometimes just putting that on in the background, it takes you to another place.
It really does.
But again, that takes you to another place back to you. Mm-hmm. But moving that body is a good thing. And working out.
Yeah. And so that kind of leads into the next thing that I wanted to discuss is to try to continue your daily ritual. So I know that when we're in a funk, sometimes we just want to stop stuff.
Ooh, Chrissy.
So there is a yes,
out.
But there is a yes and a no to this.
Oh, she calling me out.
So
First sometimes, of all, you're bogus.
But no, but this is for me. So for people, there is like a yes, I need to continue doing this, and there is a no, I need to take a break. So if it's something where you feel completely burnt out, which I have felt, you may need to take a break from your daily ritual. But if it's something where you feel like your daily ritual is kind of keeping your engine going, then that's something that you definitely want to continue to do. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I get that.
So that's why I was saying to try to continue your daily rituals. You don't have, like, if it's something that you feel like is burning you out, then, you might need to take a break, and that is okay. And that actually leads to the next topic, is to take a break. Sometimes you need to take a break from social media. Sometimes you need to take a break from real life. Sometimes you need to take a mental break.
The fuck
right.
out.
Sometimes you just need to say, you know what, I don't want to do this, or today I am doing absolutely nothing, or today I'm doing whatever the hell it is that I want to do, and do that. But take a break. Sometimes there will be people that will text me. I'm like, I will respond to you another time, because there are times where I do feel very overwhelmed. Like, this email came through, I need to respond to this email. This person is calling me, I need to call them back. I got to respond to this text, social medias. And it's like, I'm taking a break. I'm doing the hell that I want to do.
And let me tell you how ignorant I am. I'm just going to keep it real. I'll take a break and I ain't saying shit. Some people be like, I'm taking a break off of social media.
Mia will be like, MIA, which is Mia.
Right. Look, I'm like, she gone. I needed 5
MIA.
minutes. It's just, like, I don't even have the desire to say anything, like, when it gets to that. But I will say this, and I think I said this before about why I stopped watching the news. Yeah. Like, taking a break, and we talked about this when we did an episode about your diet and what you're taking in, and we talked about, your emotional and your spiritual diet. So when you think about social media, sometimes that can lead you to compare, like, why isn't my life like this right now, or this person is doing so well. Don't do that. Sometimes hey, look, I'll tell you right now, to this day, when I see, it makes me so excited, but it also makes me tear up. Like, when I see, like, these couples on TV, on, what do you call that thing, on social media, I'm like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. It makes me, I get that moment, but then I get excited, like, ooh, my time is coming. But if I allowed it to, it will put me in a whole mood. Right. So you gotta take a break. Shoot, stop watching. And I'll tell you, these have definitely helped me, taking a break from stuff. Get your mind together, Craig.
All the way together.
If I allowed it to, and it's another thing. Be okay with not being okay. I mean, goddamn. It's going to be okay.
And right, and this was actually
look, I'm like, and it's going to be okay.
Because this was recent for me, and now I'm more self-aware, and I'm more conscious of my feelings. So if something comes up, I'm like, wait, that's not normal. Mm-hmm. I'm like, Christy, let's sit back. Why are you thinking this? Why are you feeling it? Where did it come from? Let's trace these feelings all the way back. And so I know, like, when something is off. So these last couple of weeks, I'm like, Christy, you're not okay. Mm-hmm. And you actually can't really trace why you're not okay, but you're not okay now.
But I'm okay with,
and it's okay to not be okay.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, that takes a lot of pressure off, because here I am putting pressure on myself as like, okay, I have to be strong. I have to be strong for me. I have to come off as being strong. I have to be, I have to come off as not being weak, and I have to come off as being strong for my daughter. And it's like, no, I'm not okay. And if someone asks what's wrong, it's okay to say, you know what, I'm in a funk.
I'm in the mood.
I'm in a funk.
Well, you've heard this. You've heard us say this 100 gajillion times.
Oh yeah.
Feel the feels. And so we talked about this before, like how triggers are kind of like little special gifts to let us know there's some place or point, emotion, thought, person, something in your life that you need to take a look at, take a peek at, see what's going on. because it's telling you something's wrong. So
Yep.
feeling those feels allows you to go down that pathway. Because when we try to, nope, I'm good, make it go away. Nope, we don't address it. It doesn't make it go away. It just sits there, and it's like a,
That's me, you guys.
It's like multiplication. It's just gonna multiply. We don't die. We multiply, fool. It's like baby kids. You can't look. I'm telling you, you just can't do it.
That's me. Don't do that. Don't be like me.
But look, I'm like, girl, I would, everything gonna be okay. I will make it okay in my head until my feelings are like, oh.
No, we're not good.
Hey guys, board meeting. We about to show this heifer. We really get to. So feel those feels, because that allows you to get to the healing. Allows you to get to the good stuff.
Yeah. And then you also have to trust yourself as a creator. And we talk about this all the time as far as your energy. Where your energy goes is where your mind flows, the energy goes. There you go. So you are the creator. You are the one that you are sitting in the front seat of this journey. And so you have the power. You have the authority to determine the type of day you're going to have. You have the power and authority to determine the type of life that you're going to have. And you have to trust that. And so, yeah, I think it's important to acknowledge that we occasionally do get into a funk, and it's okay. Even if you don't know why. I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's because I'm about to start my period. Look, regardless of what it is, I'm not feeling like my normal self. So instead of me isolating myself, let me find some other ways to deal with this and to deal with these
I would say this as... So, okay, remember we did this episode about main character energy.
Yes.
Like, write your story,
one of my favorite.
So, think of it like this. I've actually had to go through this with myself. I've said to myself so many times, like, Mia, this is not the end of the story, baby. You know that. Because I have to trust myself. This is the life that I created for myself. And I know, and I'm like, I clearly, let's just say as a character writer, as a movie writer, I clearly have a flair for the dramatics. I love a good arc. I'm all into the character development of Miss Mia right now. So when I'm being challenged, I feel like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, this can't be it. It's like, no, because it's not. Because this is the story that I created. I just got a little flair for the dramatic. So I trust that it's like this beautiful, epic movie where you just feel like, oh, man, your favorite character is just, you're like, what the fuck? No, come on, man.
It's right in front of you.
He's right in front. And then that character has that moment where it's like, and then you have this beautiful, iconic moment of growth and abundance, and you're like, that's what I'm talking about. And you're so excited.
Right, and the hero finally realizes, like, this is what I was created for.
Yes.
This moment.
So I feel like I have miniature moments like that all the time. Yeah. But when I'm in the challenge, before I get to that hero moment, I have to remind myself, like, baby, you wrote this story. You created your own life. You created everything around you. You gotta, at some point, you gotta trust, like, you kind of a baddie. You know how you are. You're gonna stretch yourself a little bit because you know you got something. So if this was you created for yourself, if you created for you to learn these lessons, you know good damn well you put something on the other side of this is about to be bombed.
Right, and you
gotta trust that.
And I think the fact. So for those who have a hard time trusting yourself, I'm speaking to people like me, because I have a hard time trusting myself.
Me too, shit.
When you look back and realize all the shit that you went through, and you were able to get to this point where you are living and breathing, awake, you are sane, and you're not in jail for committing a murder, to me that should show you that you are able. You haven't
got caught yet. Oh, oops.
See, that's me. See that? Don't listen to Mia because she's had a couple of drinks. Don't listen to her. It shows you that you are able to get through whatever is thrown in front of you, whatever is put into your lap. If you've gone through something, if you've gone through some bad things, that shows you have the strength and the endurance.
And you're still here,
right.
Exactly. Yes, Christy.
You can do it.
Mm-hmm. And then that is what ultimately helps you to continue to empower yourself. When you look back at the moments where you're like, damn, I remember feeling like, let me tell you how far I can take it back. I can remember the first little boy I had a crush on. And let me see.
I think
let me see. How old was I?
Isaac.
I did right now, Isaac. Isaac.
Isaac. I had a lisp when I was little.
I had I can remember feeling like it was just the most important thing ever. But look, I'm like, could I pick this motherfucker out of a lineup right now? But you know what I mean? Like,
probably not. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you just keep going, and then something else happens. Like, you keep having challenges at every phase and step of your life. And guess what happens? You grow.
You learn
from it. And then, especially when you are awakened to the divine within you, you get excited. Like, okay, I see it. I'm here for it.
You have been telling me this for a while. It's
okay,
right,
I got it. Finally, some of those lessons, you can see it coming. You like, hold on. This one right here, I got this. And I remember this. Okay, right. We don't have to do that.
Testing
one again.
out. Testing out.
We got this one. I'm picking up what you putting down before you even smack me in the head. But some of us in some lessons, we're gonna get smacked several times.
Yeah.
I got a few lessons. Ooh, child. Like I feel like sometimes, like I just said this to Chris. I'm like, I'm getting a spiritual spanking right now. Sometimes I feel like my spirit guys, their hands got to be tired. Like, chick, damn. Like, we on this again. But here's the beautiful part about that. When I say the unconditional love and support that you have from your spiritual team is like none other. They're going to still go through it with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because what? Because we signed up for this. So know that. So just how you have this knowingness that you have a team.
And they will always forever.
And then like, we signed up for this. How can you not sign up for you?
Go you. Go you. Go you. Go you. That's a spiritual team.
My name is Mia.
Go Mia.
And
Go
I'm
Mia.
going to do it.
Go Mia.
Okay. You know what? I need help.
Look, I'm just trying to find a way to dance and move my body.
So, instead, okay, we'll do the takeaway, and then instead of tip work, we'll do the question, because I do want to.
Oh, we have a question?
Well, we have a topic.
Oh, we have a topic.
Yeah, something loneliness. Because I do want us to get into a little bit more.
Yes.
And specifically when people are cutting off friends, because we got this question. So,
oof, that's hard, yeah.
Yes. So, Christy, what's your takeaway?
Oh, my takeaway is to, when you're feeling not like your normal self, take a moment, trace back like what it is that might be having you off, and just go with the flow. Like, it doesn't have to be any way because of what people may think or what you may believe. If you need to cry, cry. And it's okay that you cry. It's okay that you cry the whole day. Whatever it is that your body needs, because sometimes our bodies need that release. It is okay. Just be open to move with the flow. That's my takeaway.
I would say to remember how much control you have over your reaction.
Yeah.
How much control you have over your environment. How much control you have over the feelings, the energy, the food that you are accepting to your space.
Yep.
Like, we are not, when we need to get out of that victimhood type thinking, and get into creator mode type believing and understanding. That's like that would change your perspective. But we will say it's okay, because guess what? That's going to happen. And again, changing the perspective of how you look at these challenges in these crappy times. It can last as long as you want to. It can affect you any way that you want to. It can affect you big or major, or it could be like, what? Girl, I forgot.
And my guys have a lot of songs for me today. So the song that you got me thinking of is "I Got the Power."
Yeah. Hey.
It's getting kind of hectic.
Oh, that's a good one. Sorry,
look, anything to get my body moving.
We look,
to shake a booty.
We're not showing our age at all. How many people gonna have to Google that?
Right. They're like, I've never heard that before.
So, what's our crystal for the day?
Ooh, crystal of the day. It's green opal. It's right there. So green opal, so the chakra is heart focused, the element is earth and water, and so green opal And I have a little sphere. It's so cute.
Mm-hmm.
But green opal basically tells you right there, of course, it's green. So it's a stone for the heart. And so green opal helps us find the strength that we used to have while encouraging us to use it to push forward and rebuild. The stone shows us that we do, in fact, only need ourselves in this life and should be a daily reminder of the inner strength we truly possess. So remember what Mia said? Sometimes Spirit will put us in a situation where we have no one else to rely on but ourselves. So again, if you want to meditate with this crystal, this will basically allow you to just be focused and listen to your inner voice. Also, it's a stone that will calm you during hyper emotional times. So these last couple of weeks we've been off. So when you're not used to being off,
I could have used some green opal this week.
but when you're not used to being off, you start to get like really hyper emotional. Like, I don't understand where it's coming from. Things
I've
are
been
great.
doing good. Yes,
Right, things are good. Where is this coming from? And so when you hold green opal, it's the soothing energies. It can be felt to the touch. It's I love this crystal. But it will not only calm your emotions, but it will calm your mind as well. And it should be used as a regular part of self-care, to be honest. That's my opinion. And then green opal will also help you to fully open and cleanse your heart of all unwanted emotions. So if green opal is something that sounds like you need, I highly recommend that you get it. So Mia
I haven't actually worked with green opal before. I've always thought it was just really pretty. I like
pretty.
green. And I love, pretty much anything having to do with the heart chakra, expressly healing. So I haven't worked with green opal myself. I just always thought it was a beautiful. I should have called and asked you what crystal I should, because I was all over the place. That sounds actually perfect.
It's just like one of those things where I'm like, I think I need this. But yeah, that's the crystal for today.
So I wanted to talk about our message for the day. Actually, because I'm like, this is our message for the day, you guys. I want you to think about this. You know how we say, play the cards you're dealt. Play the hand you're dealt with. And oftentimes, when we're saying that, we're sending a message like, accept your circumstances. This is life. Deal with the cards you are dealt. But I would tell you that when we think about dealing with the cards that we're dealt, we are limiting ourselves. So all my spades players will get this. If you play spades, you have a partner, right? When we are sometimes playing the hand that we're dealt, and we're thinking that this is not a bad hand, or it is a bad hand, it's lacking. That's because we're not even looking at our partner. We're up there going bored every time I got 4 books, because you're not looking at your partner to see how many books they bring to the table. And spirit is your partner. So when you're playing the hand that you're dealt, remember that the hand that you're dealt is exactly and perfectly made to deal with the life that you created. So when you have these struggles and these trying times, remember that you dealt your hand to be able to deal with this. And you got a partner that's going to help you deal with this, because you have a partner, your spades partner. And let me tell you how spirit will play with you when you deal with the hand that you're dealt. Spirit is that partner when it's down to the last 2 cards and you're down, and they just drop the last 2 cards and walk away from the table because they know nobody can beat that hand. They're like, that's ours. Come on, baby. We got this. Yep. That's what you're working with. And you're not even playing with your partner. So Spirit is reminding us this week to look up. Play with us. Acknowledge us. Play with the full hand that you've been dealt. Not the little pieces. Because you created this life. You dealt the hand and you made a partner with you. So that's your message for the day, y'all. Look up and play with your partner. Stop going bored every time. I said it.
And she meant what she said.
So that is our message for the day. But I do want to talk really quickly before we go, Christy, about so we had a woman reach out to us, and she was saying that she's in the middle of, this is the young lady, going through her journey, and you know, sometimes it can be lonely. So we started to talk a little. I talked to her a little bit about that, dealing with the loneliness. I would say, Christy, what do you think? Let me ask this question, because I think this is one of the things that more often than not people are dealing with and not talking about, right, especially as they are expanding and growing their understanding of the divine, especially in the divine in them. Because sometimes you will sound crazy saying to somebody, well, you know, God lives in me. They'll be like, first of all, bitch.
Who are you? Who do you think you are?
Who you think? Who? So we learn how to shut our mouths, to close down a little bit. Yeah. And, you know, I'm not one of the type of people that go screaming from the mountaintops about, you know, anyway. But when you are having that moment, it's like, I feel lonely. How would you suggest that somebody who's going through this journey gets through that time? Because, you know, it's a moment.
So 2 things stick out for me, and these are things that helped me. So 1, I think it's important to find your own tribe. That's 1. Actually, there might be 3. And then 2, I think you really need to be open to certain situations. Like, be open with the flow of things, and I'll be more clear and provide more clarity on that one. And then 3, I don't remember what the 3 is, but now I'm going to go back to 1. So finding your tribe, I think it's very important for you to be around like-minded individuals, because on this journey, if I share with you the stuff that Mia and I had gone through, with these journeys, people would think, like, are you...
Because why, though?
Right. It's like, why go through all that pain? Like, why even... No, I'm good. So I think it's important for you to find your own tribe. Someone that's going to be able to understand what you're going through. That's number 1. And then 2, being open to situations. I think back to the time when I was at the Lotus Den, and Kelly was telling me about getting a reading. She told me to get a reading with you, and I was like, I don't know. But I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do a reading. It was with Mia. And see where the relationship happened now. So I think, and that wasn't something that I was thinking about, but I was open. I was like, okay.
We 2 queens of crystal things.
2 queens.
Okay, sorry.
So, I mean, but I was open to it, and I wasn't like, okay, well, that's strange, so I'm just not going to do it. No, this was a situation where I was like, okay, I'm just going to be open to it. And I think those are 2 things that have helped me as far as getting through it and, you know, feeling lonely. It's hard.
I really challenging. I think that it is one of those things, and I really hate to say this, but I really do mean it. It is definitely one of those things where you understand there are certain things that you can do, but this is also one of those things that, and this too shall pass.
Right.
But leaning into it and trying not to run away from it, it's like, I don't like this. Because what I have found for me, and I'm keeping it 100, like this is 100% real, in those moments where I'm like, I don't like feeling like this. What it's done is forced me to say, but why not? What exactly are you missing? Because sometimes we think we want something. It's like, okay, if someone was sitting here with you right now, what would you want from them? And sometimes I've been able to say, I would want this, and sometimes, to be honest, I'm like, I don't know. I just don't want to be like, but it forces you to really be honest with yourself and careful with other people's emotions are. Because sometimes we feel like we just want something, and then we'll say stuff to get somebody. And I know I have this same, but look, I'm so careful now. It's like, I just want you for that moment. And then, but you're pulling somebody else into a situation, and they're all in. You're like, oh, but like that moment passed. So when I say feel your own shit,
so that's what the 3 was.
Feel your own shit.
Finding your own happiness,
yes,
and not
don't put it on somebody.
Don't put it on someone else, because I think a lot of people are like, oh, well, if I'm with him or if I'm with her, I'm going to be happy. No, you have to be happy before you are with him or with her.
Come on.
If you're not happy with him or with her, then you're not going to be happy regardless. So you have to find your own happiness, which is, again, the title of this episode, Finding Your Happy When Your Life Feels Crappy. And
I love a good rhyme.
You and me both. But I think it's important to recall on, to know that. It's like, you shouldn't be counting on anyone else to make you happy but yourself. How does that sound? Like, oh, so and so makes me happy. Well, do you make
like
yourself
think
happy?
about that. Makes and we're so quick. If you ask somebody, like, hey, what are you looking for in a relationship? Well, I need somebody that makes me happy. Like, what type of responsibility are you putting on somebody? So then when you're unhappy, that person is supposed to feel like they're responsible for your unhappiness when it might not have anything to do with them. It's like, how about this? I want some, this is how I say it. You know, it's like I want someone whose energy feels like home.
Nice.
But that's because, and that's a safe space for me because I've created what home feels like to me. So when someone matches that energy, it's like, oh,
bam,
like this what we doing? Like what are we talking about?
Okay, fellas, are you ready out there? Are you ready to feel what this home feels like?
I'm just saying, because what we talk, it's not much for us to talk about. What's up? Hey.
Hey, home.
That's what I'm gonna go up to somebody and be like, that's it right there. You already know what it is. Come on.
You're home. Come with me.
Come with me. So that's it, funny. You guys.
Yeah, that was.
Whew.
And I feel like that was good for me. I don't know about you,
but that was good
for me.
Ooh,
because
boy. I just need a cigarette. No, I'm just kidding, y'all.
We talked some stuff out before the episode, and it's just like, oh, okay, so all right. So all the stuff that we were not fighting, but like running from.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, this is.
But back to when you run from stuff, sometimes. It's like it's coming for your ass. It's like, okay, it might be today. It might be for you. It's coming. It is coming. Look,
Spirit's coming for you.
So you can ignore it all that you want, especially if it's something that's in the divine order. That's a desire of yours, and we just over there fighting it. They're like, okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Mm-hmm. You know what? You ready now? I'm tired of this shit. Watch this. And it'll make you uncomfortable, so you start asking, why am I uncomfortable? What's going on with me? I don't like this. Yeah. So that's a good thing, you guys.
It is a good thing.
All right.
Don't run from it.
And don't you run from me. Okay. So you guys, please remember to follow us on IG. We have some exciting stuff that we've worked out today.
We are almost at 500 subscribers. Can you believe it?
Oh my goodness, I'm excited. Ooh.
Like, share, subscribe, share with your friends.
Yes, please, guys.
Help us get to 500, please.
It's fun. We're having a good time.
It is a lot of fun.
We are having a really good time, and we hope that you guys are enjoying it. From the messages we get, we thank you so much. Please continue to reach out. We respond. Share this, rate us, review us, all that fun stuff, and reach out to us on IG. That's at 2 Queens and Crystal Things, right?
Yep.
On IG. And
Wings Unleashed
444 to follow me, and then follow Christy at Christy R. Edwards, and that's a Christy with an IE.
I don't know. Should I change that? I don't know yet. But you can reach out to any of us for
and plus you can
services.
You can find our links on on our 2 Queens and Crystal Things IG page.
And let me
send
tell
us questions.
Mia, if you're looking for a reading, I always send people to Mia. I'm like, nah, I can give you like a basic reading because my people already know. I don't need to see a whole bunch. Just show me the outline.
Christy be scared.
Yes, I am. But Mia will go all up in your business. So if you want
Only if you invite me.
So she does not have a problem with that. I still feel very uncomfortable. But for readings, she is definitely the person to go to. I highly recommend.
And if you want to get that energy good and right and speak to your angels, feel downloaded and loved and hugged on, I'm telling y'all need to get one of these crystal Reiki sessions. It just makes you feel like, it makes you feel like, remember we talk about how you're never alone. Sometimes you need to feel that I'm not alone.
Yep.
That energy healing session does that. Okay, guys? I'm trying to tell you.
Real. That is real. So I don't think we know what we're talking about next episode. But that's all right.
All right. But we love y'all.
We love you guys. Thank you for the support. Peace, light, love,
and soul. Chat soon, guys.
Don't forget to send us messages.
Please.